All right. Yep. We know the sound.
We were playing some pretty sweet organ music on the way in this morning.
It's this ultra lounge. I always play it when I'm setting up because it's kind of fun.
You got me doing some dirty dancing.
Well, you know, dirty. Get your watermelons.
I carry the watermelon.
I haven't watched that movie in forever.
So that's where I was going. I actually watched that movie recently.
Really?
And my sister, that's her very favorite movie.
Huh.
And so I was like, I gotta just call her. It's like 10 o'clock at night. She's a night owl though. So I call her and I was like, hey, if you flip to this channel, Dirty Dancing's on. And she's like, oh, you want to watch it with me? And I was like, this is weird. I didn't see that coming. Now I'm in like an over-the-phone situation with my sister.
I haven't watched that since my teen years, and I imagine I would see it very differently.
I'll be honest with you, dude. It holds up.
It does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am very surprised, but it 100%
it was pretty
holds
provocative.
It was, but it's still like, I don't know. It hits.
Yeah.
It hits.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, people at their best and their worst, which is a great name for a podcast called The Sinner and Saints, where they discuss the best and worst of life. Ben and Patrick here, bringing it in hot. And doing some dirty dancing.
It really was the time of my life. But we're not alone. We're never alone. We have a third participant here.
Eddie.
Who speaks only once in a while.
Come on, buddy. Bring it in.
When you hear the tone, it will be exactly time to get a drink. Just a little drink.
Serving milk and cookies today, Eddie?
We are.
Yeah.
We are. Sláinte. Today we are having a Rum Cow. This is equal parts Ben hates, is what this is.
Yeah, this is rum, and you don't like milk. Both of these.
I don't like
no
rum and
no milk.
And so, yeah.
Well, this is our first podcast where somebody pukes live on the show.
Yep. If I get up and leave, it's because I have the slips. This is...
water toot toots, as my kids call them.
Yeah, water toot toots.
Yeah.
This is rum, Angostura bitters, a little bit of vanilla,
I like rum.
and milk.
I like milk.
And, this is going to be a slog.
It's like a pina colada. Oh, yeah. Yep. I could do that all day.
Good night. That's in my mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is
Is there a suppository version of this?
wow. I enjoy this.
Okay.
You can be miserable for the next 45 minutes. Go. Time on. Go time.
Wow. Okay.
So we celebrated an anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we made it a year. And whoever.
Oh, you and I.
Yeah.
God, I thought we were talking about your wife.
No, but.
You'll hear in 8 days. But
she has her birthday this week. But
your wife does?
She's got an anniversary of the sun.
Oh, another trip around the sun. That's like her astrological birthday. Wait, I think those things are the same.
She'll read her horoscope. Horoscope.
So does that make her a Libra or a Virgo? Or a Leo or a Virgo?
I don't know.
Well, this isn't a very interesting podcast talk.
We're not reading the signs of the skies.
Yeah. Welcome back to a Sinner and Saint podcast.
Hey, Ben and Patrick here, bringing it in hot, and we talk about the best and the worst of life.
All right, that's over.
But we celebrate our anniversary of this podcast.
We did.
We did this year ago.
We threw you guys the very first episode that we
I wanted to go back and listen to it, and I haven't yet, but I want to because I imagine it's every bit of a mess.
It's not that much different than what we're doing right now. We have better equipment, but it's a little more refined. But it's not that good.
We haven't grown much in a year.
No. Thank you guys for your patience. We had to take a week off. I was dealing with some illness that a lot of people call COVID-19.
Or Novid-17.
Or Novid-17.
Yeah, or Corbid.
Or NORAD.
I heard it called... It was kind of amazing, all the different names that people gave it. It was... No,
you're good. Keep going.
Ben's leaving. Ben's checking out.
I couldn't be happier I brought a cooler today.
No, we traveled to the Ocoee River region during COVID, and down there it was corvid.
Okay.
So yeah, and then we had a friend who called it Novid-17, and it was like okay.
In my house we tended to start calling it just the vid.
The vid.
The vid. Did you get the bid? Caught that bid.
Yeah. Corona was what it was when it started, and so I had a Corona playlist.
Oh.
I called it Coronageddon.
At the time, that probably was pretty dark.
Well, looking back, I'm like, I was kind of taking this lightly, and
now that we know,
because I started, and I was like, I'll pull off
this won't kill me.
A fun jam for a few weeks of Coronageddon, and then like after a month, I'm like, okay, I'm done doing this. Like, I think it's we could turn this into a drinking game. Every time you take a drink and wince.
I pour you a shot of just straight rum.
I don't know.
Oh gosh,
it is a drinking game anyway.
I would be a terrible actor because I couldn't.
You wear your emotions on your sleeve.
I wouldn't be able to they'd be like, drink that weird milk thing and make it look manly, and I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Speaking of actors, I saw on my Social Thumb app. They have an Elaine Bettis dance off somebody. I don't know who it was, but all these women dress as Elaine Bettis and they come out and do a dance off.
I love it.
And it was pretty impressive the way some of those people dressed up in character. I'm like, nailed it, like perfect, spot on, and then nailed the dance as well. Seinfeld,
I love Seinfeld. I love
good
Seinfeld.
humor.
Big fan of dancing myself. Not very good at it.
It's okay.
But I like it.
Yeah.
That's the end. That's all I have to say.
That's it. All right.
I just wanted to weigh in.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you guys, too.
You can dance if you want to.
If you can leave your friends behind.
Yeah. But if you don't dance.
And if they don't dance.
No, you're not a friend of mine.
You're going to dance. You're going to dance. Everybody look at your hands. A pro tip here, guys. If you're going to make a rum cow, don't pair it with a green tea. That is magic that you can't get out of your mouth.
You're just making bad choice after bad choice here, huh?
So Sinner and Saint moments.
Yes. Yeah. Are we ready?
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in, and this one is what I will lovingly call the wife edition. Love my wife. Very good person.
Yes.
Has been especially a great partner to me recently. Been going through some stuff, and she's been a fantastic partner. Not the best backer-outer. We were talking. We're recording in reverse today, so we've already recorded the B-side that's going to drop in a few days, or in 8 days. And you had mentioned my wife has an older model car on that.
Yes.
My wife has an older model car for one simple reason. When her son asked, "Mom, are you going to get a new car?" she said, "No, because I'm just going to hit stuff with it." She's like, "I don't need a new car to hit stuff with. I've already got an old car. I've already hit stuff with."
Know your strengths and weaknesses. Good for her.
I get a text. I'm at my office. I get a text from her. I'm having a bad day. I'm really upset. I'm really embarrassed. I'm really sorry. And I was like, what on earth happened here? I said, okay, what's going on? She goes, I don't know what happened, but like, I just destroyed the garage wall trying to back out of the garage today. This is drywall I have already repaired, because the first time she had her wheels angled and just boom, and the wheel just punched a hole in the wall. There is no one in the garage but her. There is no one parked behind her. There's no reason to be turning her wheels at all. So Saint moment wrapped into this. I just write back and I'm like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yes, I'm just embarrassed." I was like, "It's drywall. It can be fixed. Who cares?"
Yep.
You being okay is the priority here.
Yeah.
And realized in a moment where she was ready to beat herself up and let me pile on, I was like, no.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we're going to do. Like, it's drywall.
Yeah.
So I get home that afternoon. Guys, we're going to go full under the bus here. We will attach a picture of the drywall to the show.
We'll make it we'll make it the episode photo.
I don't know how she did it. I was impressed and pissed all at once. And I was like, I can't fix this. Like, that's bottom line. This
really?
is replace the drywall. Like, this is not repairable drywall. There are multiple collisions in the drywall.
Oh.
And again, I was just like, what? There was nobody here. Like, there was no obstacle in her way.
Yeah, right.
I get home and it, like, kind of by that wall, at the very end by the garage door is a tub that I keep just like lawn chemicals in. That's on my side of the garage now. Like, the ladder's on my side of the garage, and I'm just like, you shouldn't have had to move things that aren't in the way to figure out how to get out of the garage. So I came back in and I was like, she's like, so can you fit? I was like, no, here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna get corrugated steel sheets and we're just gonna punch those right up to the wall.
Yep.
And then that way when you hit it, it doesn't damage anything and it just leaves a black scuff.
Yep.
And she's like, okay, I'm really sorry. I was like, no, it's fine. I'm only gonna dad you on one thing. She's like, okay, and I was like, you should never be turning your wheel
in the garage
to back in and out of the garage. That is a slow
straight
motion straight in, slow motion straight out.
Slow key.
And here's the thing that, oh my God, it wrecks my mind. I don't know how. I park on the left side of the garage. She parks on the right. Her son parks on the right in the driveway. She's made that S move in and out numerous times. Numerous times. So that's why I'm just like, what's on your brain today? Like, I think this is like a mental
You were
thing.
elsewhere.
This was a mental thing. But she was, it's incredible. I'm impressed by it. I'm absolutely, I could probably find it quickly.
We'll put it on the episode photo. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So that's your saint moment as you received her.
That's incredible. People, look at this.
We'll get that out there for you.
This is something, man. She like this one. It's like both sides. Both sides of the two.
I'm gonna punch it. I'm punching on both sides.
Dude, I'm impressed. Hey, good news for you. Soccer's on later, so we have that to look forward to. You'll get a live look at me watching soccer.
Oh, good. Can't wait. Yeah, it's my favorite.
You got some Cincy Saints?
No. We had the benefit of going up to Michigan and doing you're just done. You're like, I'm ending the torture. You need a water?
No, I got cooler stuff. Thank you.
We went up to Michigan, did a wedding for some friends. Beautiful wedding. Very, 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 very nice. Mm-hmm. And so my saint moment was just getting a chance. You know, most people, I always try to tell couples when I do their premarital counseling and we do preparation for the ceremony, I'm like, the wedding ceremony isn't the thing to get to the thing you're going to get to. Like, the reception is absolutely awesome, and the dinner and drinking and dancing, like, yes, all that should be part of the celebration. Don't look past this. Like, this is what matters, because this is where the words that you're offering to each other is this is what matters, and this is where you have everybody's attention and the support and the network of the relationships. Like, that's what this is all about. And so, but I also have been to plenty of weddings where those ceremonies, and I understand why people think that way, because most of those ceremonies are miserable.
Sure. And they're 20 minutes long.
Yes. Right. Yeah. You're not very long, and you've bored me out of my mind. Mm-hmm. And so I've always been very intentional. Like, no, this should be a celebration. And so celebration should be fun and light and should have some humor and meaningful. Like, and so not to toot my own horn, not toot my own horn. I do a very nice wedding ceremony, and
tell me about it.
Yeah, it's not long. It's 20 minutes.
Okay.
But I just have these, like, I have these bits that I add into it, like
to connect with
and just family and to kind of break up just kind of to make sure people are paying attention. So I do this once everybody's in, and I do it. If anybody's here who'd like to, if anybody has anything to say in opposition to this wedding, and I kind of have because not everybody does that anymore in a ceremony, so everybody kind of gets real. And I said, nobody wants to hear from you. Right? And it breaks the tension, right? Yeah. And I'm like, in fact, I'm not sure how you're here or why you're here. Like, go ahead and see yourself out. Like, and it just kind of lets everybody know, like,
I'm here to crash the wedding.
Right.
I'm in love with David.
Yes. Yeah. So there's that, and then I started doing. I did a wedding early on. It was when I was just getting into ministry. I did it for a very good friend of mine, and he was young. I was young. He was young, and I.
I don't know why it was so funny. I was young, he was young, I was young.
It was just very, there's a lot of youth involved in this, and I was like, you may kiss your bride, and he kissed her like his grandma or something, and I was like
just a soft peck?
It was more like I've never kissed you before, and everybody's looking, and it was the nerves got to him, and it was one of those things of like, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up. Dang it, I messed up kind of a thing.
Oh my gosh.
And so like I realized like I've got to break. That's a lot of pressure. Like you're kissing someone who you've kissed many times, but it's in the moment and everyone's watching, and some people get freaked out. So like I was like, I've got to figure out how to break the tension there to get them out of their own head. Yeah. And so like I've added this element where I'm like, you may now have a Tic Tac, and I have the best man with a pack of Tic Tacs, and he comes up and serves them, and it totally throws them off, and it breaks kind of like it's humorous or whatever. Yeah. And then they eat the Tic Tacs, and I'm like, kiss your bride, and then it's like, there you go.
And he did it again.
I didn't do it with him. It was after that wedding that
gotcha.
I gotta have a way to do that. But now I do that, and it's a nice humorous.
So it diffuses.
It does. It distracts them.
Did you kiss your bride?
I did, not in the ceremony, but when we were married.
Yeah,
and I wanted her.
Wait, did you really not kiss at the ceremony?
I didn't kiss at the wedding that I officiated. I don't have Cammie come up to kiss me during the ceremony. It would be a little awkward to be like,
I may now kiss my bride.
Cammie, can you please come up here? No, we didn't.
Before they kiss, you just have everybody else do it?
I mean,
usher number 4. Usher 4. Find your partner. Find your kiss them.
Kiss. Excellent.
I will now kiss my bride.
We're going to start from the back of the room and just work our way forward as a wave of kissing.
Oh, that'd be really funny. Everybody kiss your bride at the same time. Everybody make out.
Everybody.
And that's how Caligula happened.
And there are a lot of couples who fight prior and during weddings, so that would be, you'd be like, there's the tension.
Oh, because half of the guys don't want to be there.
Yeah,
right. They're like, I had to get dressed up. I had to come out here.
Wear clothes I don't want to wear.
I could have just gone to Hardee's and got chicken.
Yes, it's expensive. Whatever.
That's funny. I never thought about that. All the people that don't want to. I don't want to be at weddings.
I wanted to be at this one. This one was awesome. This was probably one of the top weddings I'd ever been at. And the dancing, the reception, the food, all of it was just spot on, and both the families were just incredibly lovely. So it was like, it just was this, and it was not like, here's how I know that like the ones that I do are nice, because there are people that offer pleasure. Oh, that was nice job, Sermon. That was nice job, Pastor. That was great.
Thanks for letting me polish my halo today.
But if they reach out afterwards or after the fact and they're like, hey, just so you know, like, I thought that was a great job. Like, and that's what I get. Like, and not to my own, but just like, these things matter.
Yeah.
Put the extra work in it. Be a little aware. Like,
well, and hopefully that's the only wedding day those two have.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully that's all.
Yeah.
As a man who's had a failed marriage, hold out hope, guys. There can be another marriage out there for you. Sometimes you're a late bloomer.
So then the other side to that is
kissing?
No, the wedding weekend.
Oh, gotcha.
It was a hot weekend. It was a hot one, and I hate summer.
It's sweaty season.
It is sweaty. I'm a sweater anyway.
Dude,
and
can
so
we talk about the amount of sweat on my deck last Sunday? Wow.
We were putting it out.
Dude, that was everybody.
We were putting it out. Yeah.
Oh, that was uncomfortable.
It was a mess.
That's all we're going to tell you, listeners.
That's it. That's
all
you
the
get.
Inside of it. There were 12 sweaty humans on my deck last Sunday.
But we had Saturday before the wedding to ourselves, and so we're like, well, we're in Rochester, Michigan, and we're like, well, let's just go walk around.
Rochester Hills?
Yes.
It's like north of Detroit?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a nice area.
Beautiful community, nice, and they've got a beautiful, walkable downtown area.
Yeah,
so
I
we went out.
Hi, Pam.
Oh,
Pam, girl from Rochester Hills.
So we went to their farmers market, which was... We have a really good farmers market here in Noblesville, one of the best in the state, they say. I don't know how to back that up. We would say that. But it's very nice.
Look how handsome I am.
120 vendors. Like, it's robust. And this was a nice farmer's market. They had their fresh produce and their homemade items and whatever. But, it was like, that's nice. Yeah. But it's not Noblesville. Nice try.
Oh, my God. Look at this guy. You got the caramel all over you now.
That's true. So a little condescension in my trip, and then
I think that's more than a little.
and then just like I could feel myself just starting to sweat, and it'd start to roll down my back, and I'm like, this is nice. This is, and then I just get kind of agitated because I've become very self-conscious and uncomfortable, and like all of that. And so like I just get a little, and then shopping's not my thing. Like I'm good for like 2 stores to walk in, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like I've seen everything that I don't want or care to have or need here.
I'm not buying any of this. I'm just walking around being hot.
Yes. Yeah. So it was that, and my wife is always, she knows that. And she remains patient with me. So
my wife likes shopping, and so the only reason, like if we go on vacation, a lot of times we'll spend a day where we go. We try and find areas that'll have like local artisans as well as like artists, and so like we can also look at local artwork as well as like find boutique shops and things like that. I don't love that, so I turn it into a game because I do love games. And so it's how many gifts can I buy for my wife that she has no idea I bought while we're together. And so a lot of times I'll walk up to the counter and I'll just be like, that woman over there is my wife. I'm going to buy this. Here's my card. Here's the thing. I'll be back around in a couple of minutes. And I'll look like I'm still just touring the store. And then I'll come back by and she'll be like, here's your receipt. I'll just sign it. And then I just like shoved it in my pocket. And that
small things. You're buying small things.
I'm buying small. It was hard when I bought the bin-sized teddy bear. Because I only got part of its leg in my back pocket, and then I just drug it around. She was like, what are you doing? I was like, it won't leave me alone.
I don't know who this guy is.
But I'm with you. Yeah, I don't love being hot, and I don't love like shopping.
No, I turn mine into the people watching, so I'm like, no, I'm going to watch the people. And
I can be real judgy with that.
Yeah.
Where are we at on time?
I don't know, 26 minutes, 22, 23? You got something to go?
That milk's sitting heavy. That milk's sitting real heavy.
Well, if you need to step away, I can.
It's all right. It's all right. Oh man, I'm sorry. Like that's a hard right turn.
If you're watching this podcast, you're just gonna watch Ben continue to squirm as the podcast goes on. So
Ben, who largely doesn't eat dairy.
We put down some plastic sheets underneath him, so
We're good.
One thing I did find on the trip, though.
Yes, please give the load. Thank you.
I found this was perfect. It was a quilted keychain, not a quilted. It was like a fabric leather, suede leather. Yeah. Is what it was of Cubert. And I am Cubert is an old Atari game, the pyramid jumping.
Wow.
And
I have not thought about that in a long time.
I think we talked about this in the other podcast where we went up to Chicago with my son for his 16th birthday. We do those trips, and we went to Chicago, near Chicago, right outside of Chicago. There's this arcade place where you pay a cover fee, and then they have a ridiculous amount, 300, 400, 500 arcades in there from generations past.
Noblesville has more.
And if we did, we would.
Right on cue. I love it. You're like, because we're that old.
Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to play that game, we'd win. So, as long as it's not high school football, we're all there. So anyway,
that's true.
That was the arcade that I wanted to find because I loved Cubert growing up. The arcade version is a little, and the joystick, everything's not working real well in the arcade, in the old arcade game. So, but it kind of reminded me of like, I love Cubert. Like Cubert was a special part of my childhood and the Atari fandom and whatever. And you okay?
Yeah.
And so anyway, it was a local vendor's store that was selling stuff supposedly from local whatever.
Yeah.
But they had all this keychain stuff, and there was a Q*bert one, and I was like, oh,
that's awesome.
and I'm like, I'm buying that. And Kim was like, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
And I was like, which is always a funny statement, like, because I'm like,
she not encourage you to treat yourself?
No, she knows I won't. She knows I'll be like, oh, look at that, a Q*bert keychain. She'll be like, you should buy that. I'm like, I don't need a Q*bert keychain. Like that would typically be the conversation. Of like, why? Like, so it can sit in my pocket and nobody can see it. That seems dumb. But
so we can bring you joy.
Yeah, right. So I did buy it for $4.50. But it's been kind of fun.
Do you feel like that was a bargain or too much?
It's a keychain that sits in my pocket that nobody sees for $4.50.
Does it bring you any kind of joy on a daily basis?
Every time I touch it, I'm kind of like, this is kind of a cool keychain.
That's why.
And I'm to the point where I'm like, I think I want Q*bert as a tattoo.
Why not?
Yeah. And so I've been looking at Q*bert tattoos. I've been looking at a number of various tattoos.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, I'm broken now. I mean, my body is ruined.
Here's what I love.
It will not enter the gates of heaven.
Well, no, you're not Jewish. You're fine.
No.
I feel like you have adopted my mentality when it comes to tattoos. Because when we talked about this on the pod about a year ago, and you had said something like, you weren't sure what tattoo you would get, and then since you've gotten your first tattoo, and
which I appreciate. Did I tell you what my brother said when he
yes.
saw it? Yeah. It's the smiley face my wife draws, and then it's her initials, KMP, the way she draws it. And so the tattoo artist did that for me. But and I agree with him. My brother saw it and he said, "Why does it say 1 cup?" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it doesn't, but it kind of does.
I just need 1 cup of Kimmy.
No.
That's enough. Just the 1 cup of Kimmy.
That's it. That's all I can handle.
I got 1 cup of happiness.
And so now I can't unsee it. Thank you, Matthew. Little brothers ruin everything.
I remember when we were talking on that pod, I was like, yeah, I don't care they're tattoos. Who cares? Like, I'll get a tattoo. I've woken up with a tattoo. Who cares? And like,
I've not. You said you've never been drunk, but you woke up with a tattue. I think that
no.
You didn't wake up with a hangover.
I said I've never had a hangover. I've been drunk plenty of times. Oh yeah. I woke up with that bad boy right there. You want to hear that story? You want to go there?
If you're, we're in tattoos and
so good night. This milk. Oh man. I don't care about tattoos. I don't care about getting tattoos are fine. Like,
right.
I could never.
You don't have a stigma about them.
I could never get another tattoo and I'd be fine. I could get 100 more and I'd be fine. My sister turned 50 this year. And for her 50th birthday, was like, I want to get my first tattoo. Will you get a tattoo with me? And she's like, I was like, yeah, I don't care. It's a tattoo. Who cares? Let's go. Mm-hmm. So I did the same thing with my wife. She got her first tattoo a couple years ago, and she's like, will you go with me? Will you get a tattoo? And I was like, sure. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really for me, it's just I got to find things that I think are cool or that I like. Like, sure. I like, for me, I like the design of tattoos.
So it does matter if there's meaning behind the tattoo.
No. For me, it's visual.
Okay.
Like, because for me, tattoos are art.
Okay.
And like,
so it's got to look nice.
Yeah. So like, it's got to look nice. Like, I like my tattoos.
You're so
like,
vain.
I like.
Vain.
I've got the skyline of Indianapolis around this arm. I've got Everton's crest on this arm, which is actually an old crest of theirs. It's not the current crest. And so, like, that stuff's fine. Yeah. Like, I like the dove that I drew that I put on there, and so it's for me, it doesn't matter. But go back to 2004. It's before I married the first time. I've got a friend who I met through my brother when I lived in New York. My brother and he were really good friends, and just a great all-around guy. But he's the kind of person that if he asks you, if you want to, you just say yes.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be the yes man around E, because you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
So this is PG-13. I'll make it PG-13.
Okay.
It's far worse, but I'll make it PG-13. So he's like, there's a party in the East Village tonight. You want to go? Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's go. My brother's like, I can't. I can't. So he and I go down to this party. The last thing I remember from that night, and I've only been blackout drunk twice in my life. Kids, don't do drugs. Don't get blackout drunk.
Don't do it.
Manage your alcohol intake, even in your 20s. You're going to want to not to.
Especially in your 20s.
Yes. Last thing I remember is we were at a performance exhibition place.
This is gonna be fun watching you dance. Go.
And E is on stage on all fours in his boxers, getting hit with a whip. That was my last memory of the night. Any parents who are listening to this with kids, we've got like 7 listeners. Who cares?
Yeah.
So they, you're all 40-year-old men who are just like, what is this kid doing in his 20s?
I listen to these guys because they make me feel like I'm not so bad.
Yeah. I listen to these guys because they break up my drive. So the next morning, I wake up on his sofa back in Queens, and I'm like, kind of foggy, looking down the sofa at my foot. The hell's on my foot? And I rub it, and I'd already had a tattoo before, and like I rub it, and I'm like, oh my god, I got a tattoo. So I go into his bedroom, and I'm like, hey E. He's like, yeah. I was like, we get tattoos last night? And he's like face down on the pillow, and he's like, you did. And I was like, oh, dude, let's go down to Neptune's. It's a greasy little diner called Neptune's. I was like, let's go down to Neptune's and talk about this. He's like, okay. So we go down to Neptune's, and we're talking about this. And I was like, so what happened? And I'm like, here's the last thing I remember. He goes, okay. He's like, so we left not too long after that. He's like, and you passed a tattoo place, and you're like, get a tattoo. You walk in, you sat down in the chair. The dude knew you were trash, didn't care. He was taking cash.
Yeah.
He was like, what do you want? Apparently, I look at the guy and go, dealer's choice. And to this day, I'm still very, very lucky that I don't have a male genitalia on my foot. It's an arrow.
It's an arrow.
Just an arrow. It's a big, black, weird-looking arrow. But that's it. And that's... So it's funny, though, because then it's summertime right now.
Right.
You're wearing flip-flops.
Yep.
I'm wearing sandals. Like, we're wearing open-toed shoes.
Yep.
We're trying to wear as little as humanly possible to be able to, like...
You made a differentiation between sandals and flip-flops.
Well, it's because flip-flop goes between your toe.
That is probably true, but I'd have been like, we're both wearing sandals, and...
But then I'm going to make it even more weird. Patrick's wearing thongs. And I'm wearing sandals.
Now we're talking about undergarments.
But you would meet, like... My first marriage didn't work out. I dated other people before my second marriage, caught traction. You meet girlfriend's parents in the summer. And they're just like... So, what's going on with your toe? And I just got to a point where I was like, we've all made some bad choices in life, yeah? And they're like, yeah, we've all done dumb things that we're not proud of yet. I chose to commemorate that night forever. As a permanent reminder, I do dumb stuff.
If that's the worst badge of honor of your poor choices, that's not a bad one.
It's not bad because it could be a penis.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day, I've got a belly full of milk and could have had a penis on my foot. So,
What was your first tattoo?
I've got a clover on my upper left arm.
Okay.
And that was, it's funny because I think everybody's first tattoo is probably their worst tattoo. Cause
not mine. Mine's my favorite.
Well, that's very true. Until you get another one, and then you're gonna be like, "Dang, this is so much better."
No, what I love doing with this tattoo is people are like, "Oh, tell me about your tattoo." And if a woman asks, you can imagine her. Oh, this is the smiley face that my wife draws on handwritten notes and then her initials, and what's their response? Oh my gosh!
You must be the most sensitive man on the planet. I am so touched right now. Or if they're in the South.
If I had a thought from, bless your hearts.
If they're in the South, I got the vapors.
And if I had a thought for 5 seconds about that, I would have come to that assumption on my own and been like, well, I'm not getting that tattoo. Like, that would have been enough to be like, not doing that. But, hey, it's there. So I've enjoyed playing with it and being like, so that's what I did to kind of show my love and dedication to my wife. You should ask Cammy what she got.
Oh my gosh. If Cammy just goes, I got a headache because I'm married to this one. Oh my word! You should ask Cammy what she got.
Ask Cammy you should ask Cammy to show you hers.
Wow.
Her tattoo of love and commitment and dedication.
I like mine because they're not obvious for the most part.
Yeah.
The visible ones.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, the dove, for a long time,
It's the Trail of Ink, folks. Here we go.
Yeah, people thought it looked like a mustache and an eye and like a pirate's brim, and they're like, is that a pirate?
Let me see that again.
I'm like, no. But because it wasn't immediately...
Ooh, that's rough.
I know, but because it was...
It's very much a dove.
That's the best they could figure out. Was like, is it... And especially when it's up and down, people don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And so...
All right.
But I don't care. And like, I've had tons of people who live here.
Who can't.
Who are just like, what city is that?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, it's this city.
Yeah,
it's
you got Soldiers Monument.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so Sailors and Soldiers Monument,
Yeah.
Union Station, Chase Tower, One America Building, Scottish Rite Cathedral, War Memorial, and State House.
Yeah, it's a great one.
And so, I stole this kind of. I used to travel a lot
You ripped
for
off the
work.
skin of somebody and
Yeah.
fused on
And,
your arm? Dark.
I met a guy at the Hong Kong airport who had Hong Kong tattooed all around his arm.
Oh.
And I was like, oh man, that's a slick tattoo.
Yeah.
Because it's one line. Like, just one line that makes everything. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And my only regret's that I didn't put the pagoda in there. I wish I had put the pagoda out at the track in there too.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my original idea.
Well, you got another leg that you can wrap around or something, or other appendage.
I've got a whole neck that's unscathed. So remember, kids, nothing says day laborer like a neck tattoo. Labor Day is coming up, though, so join your local union.
I have a couple. Also, Asher's cross country camp in high school, and the coach.
Just gonna get comfortable back here. You're good. Keep going.
They call their cross country camp in the summer Monster Island,
Okay.
and that comes from a book, and I don't remember the name of the author or the book. Are you breaking the equipment?
Nope, we're good.
Oh, okay.
What's it?
Monster Island. Yeah. So the idea is there are certain things. It's a hero's journey, and there are certain things that you have to have in order to get to Monster Island.
Okay.
Dedication and vulnerability and hard work, and I forget what the other one is, and I'm not even sure. Can't confirm that the ones I said are the ones that are it. But they always have, it's this like sea monster that came off of an old sailor's map.
Okay.
And so they pulled this sea monster symbol off, and they use it as their emblem for the camp or whatever.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Cool.
But the coach has that tattoo, and
Yeah.
some of his past runners have gotten that tattoo. And Asher, like those who have gone to the camp, as they get old enough, they talk about getting that tattoo.
Yeah.
So Asher has talked like, I think I'll get the Monster Island tattoo.
Yeah.
And I've been down there as a father and as a supporter of the team or whatever. But I'm not a runner, so I had to ask the coach. I'm like, can I get the? He's like, when you get? I think he asked me. I think he said, when you get the Monsters Island tattue? And I'm like, well, can I?
Am I eligible?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, absolutely. Like,
But like underneath, he's like, you have to write booster. You're just like, you're a Monster Island booster. You're not a Monster Island survivor.
no. He's like, it's not about running. It's about the way you do life. And I was like, fair enough. Like,
Climb that mountain, man.
yeah.
Get to Monster Island.
So at one point, I told Asher, I said, when you're ready to get that tattoo,
Yeah.
I will also get that tattoo. So I'm holding that one.
Okay.
And then Jada is waiting. She's got a few ideas. She's got a couple of clever
Tramp
ones.
stamp.
Yes,
Smart.
that's a big
Smart.
one. A big one.
American
yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
Just all across her lower back. Yeah.
All those.
So you got to support the team.
So we almost got one out in Colorado when we spent some time out there
Yeah.
a month ago or so.
Do it, man.
She wasn't quite ready. Yeah.
Who
So
cares?
I'm kind of letting them drive that, and then I'm starting to push Cammy on, just drop those subtle hints.
What's your do you have a thing that you sign on, like notes to her? Like that's her sign off on a note.
Yeah, I have a name.
You have a name?
I have a name.
What's your name?
Patrick is what I name, and so
It's just Patrick.
yeah.
How do you feel about that? You pretty good?
Well,
with
it's the one I was given. I hated.
Thanks a lot.
I hated my name growing up.
Good job, Kay and Mike.
Because I grew up in the age of Pat on SNL.
Yeah. Oh.
And my initials are P and P, so it was a source of ridicule for.
You're a pump.
Yeah.
It's a real pumper.
PP.
Oh, they said PMP.
Well, there is that, but P.
Your middle initial's M.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. They didn't get that one. They just went with the first and last. So.
PP. God,
PP.
yeah. Growing up had to be hard.
Yeah, it shaped and made me the man I am today.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor. Where are we on time?
Pepto-Bismol, though, they might be a sponsor. We got 5 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
What else? What did we learn today? Who we offended?
Cottonelle might be a sponsor pretty soon. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh man, I saw that stupid drink, and I was like, Patrick's gonna love that. Never equated in my mind. Ben, this could be a situation for you.
This is very sacrificial of you.
This could be a situation. This is like, no, Patrick's gonna love it.
Taking one for the team.
What did you ask me something?
Who do we offend today?
I don't care.
I don't.
Well, if Amy's still listening, obviously we've offended her somehow by not mentioning her. We probably offended your parents when I said, good job naming you Pee-Pee.
Thanks for that, Mom and Dad.
I likely offended my wife by telling the story of her driving woes. But, I mean, come on, dude. Fire hydrants, other
Do better,
cars,
be better.
mailboxes.
Yeah, come on.
Slow down. That's all it is.
Yeah, you've done that S-curve on the driveway
Slow
before.
down, pay attention.
Come on, nail it.
Two things. Slow down, pay attention. I should make her a little note like that. We have this funny little... so our kitchen bar top, the stove goes above... It rises above the kitchen bar top, right? So if you're sitting there, you're looking at the back of the stove, which has like woodwork and stuff. My wife at some point decided to turn that into the Ben loves me wall.
It is,
And so you've probably noticed it. But I'll just write her little notes. Like, but there's one.
I checked it out the last time I was there just to see what was new.
There's one that's so mundane that's like going to the barber shop, be back later. And I'm like, that's not a love note. That's more like I got
just a heads up.
You're on the phone, seeing a little bit. So yeah, I think instead of tattoos, she would just like take a video of her little.
No, she's gonna get all those tattooed on her. She's just gonna get all those little messages.
I need to work on my handwriting. I have good penmanship, anyways, but I could up it a little bit.
Yeah, you better start doing that a little nicer.
Yeah, I don't know. Who did you offend today?
Well, you offended your GI, so.
Oof, man, yeah, my. Guys, it's been a 17-minute clinch right now. Like, I'm just straight with you.
I offended Mother Nature and her ridiculous summer heat. I hate it.
I offended all cows. I don't want your product.
And you defended. You offended rum. Again.
Oh, dude, rum and milk can get bent. And we have one more episode to do today.
What have you learned? What have you learned today? What have you learned?
I learned that I make poor choices on the weekends.
You were just really excited for podcast day.
No, I'm talking about the tattoo. I mean, we can wrap up. I make several poor choices on weekends on this
tattoos,
podcast.
drink choices for podcasts.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast.
Being your friend.
All
of this. All of this. What about you? What did you learn today?
I don't know. I've learned to watch. I gotta watch out for you.
I need an adult.
I need an adult. I gotta help you help yourself, man. I've got to Jerry Maguire you for this.
I was just too excited for Saturday, dude. This is what happened. I was too excited for Saturday that I did not think about things I should have been thinking about.
All right, here's my spirit for the send out, and you're going to cue up the music for the send out.
Oh, crap. Oh, God, that's right. I'm the music guy today. Guys, it's tight.
My send out is this. There are going to be permanent memories in your life, be it a wedding or be it a tattoo or be a million other things in that space. Make sure that you create those memories in a very solid state so that you can carry them throughout your life. And the others, may they be like sand or steam or vapor or dust, and may they go away with time as you hold on to those anchor memories. So Thanks for joining us in our Insane Moment. Ben and Patrick here. We're going to clinch off and say so long.
Stop talking. Dude, the sooner we get out of this, the sooner I get out of this. Oh, my word.
Goodness.
Start a podcast, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Came off the rails at the end there.
Yeah, I just, oh, man. Okay, this is the point where you say things.
Yeah, keep tuning in. Keep checking us out. We're building our listenership. And we got some exciting things ahead in the future. We'll see you next week.